Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to try to talk about dioramas today. Today we're going to talk about the Crashbox Customs Complex set. I don't have names for everything because I've been tinkering with the prototypes from them for a while, but this is the final product. Well, it still will differ, but this is a production piece, I should say. And I have the parts kind of laid out in a significant way so you guys can kind of see what's going on. This bottom main floor is the prototype floor, and right here we have the actual main floor. The main floor does not differ from that of the product one, which is product awesome, because this way you kind of can see what you're getting into. And if you don't know it, here we are with our main solid piece. This is pretty simple, it's to the point. And if you've seen that I've done in a live on IG with Jason B. Michael, I've even used this as a wall once, because you can kind of use anything you want as a diorama to look cool. And yeah, so this is going to be your main floor. I don't think I need to talk about that much, considering it does not change from what I've gotten already. So I'm going to skip past the floor part and use my main floor that I'm already using, so you guys can kind of see what's going on. And again, this is going to feel a little awkward for me because you're going to see a little bit of me on the screen or whatever. I try to not focus on me and focus on the product that we're talking about. But because this is such a big thing to talk about, it's going to be very difficult for you not to see parts of me. So excuse me. But yeah, here is one of the main walls. These can be adjusted in several different ways, and I like these main walls. The prototype ones were actually much larger, but Crashbox is actually working on something a little different, where you make them a little smaller, you add a little bit of flavor here along the lines of it, and more importantly, you add the ability to customize, right? So here we have these edge pieces. Well, you can't see them, but we have some edge pieces, right? So let's say you just wanted this wall and you wanted to use this wall along for whatever. Personally, because of this bottom part, you can use this to balance as well. Or honestly, you can turn it over and use it the other way as well too, which honestly I've done numerous times in a bunch of photos, and most people haven't noticed, and that's fine. But what's cool is, right, you can combine it with what we have going on here. So let's get to that. So now you'll see a little bit of me. And I actually have two of these walls, as you can see here. These walls, also on the side of them, you'll see Crashbox logos, which is CBC, Crashbox Customs. And then you can actually either combine these to make a longer wall, which, nope, those are the opposing ends, so those magnets will not show. Well, they won't connect, but you can, oh no, I was wrong. Wait, oh, I'm tripping, y'all. Don't, excuse me. I'm sitting here messing around with it. You're gonna have to excuse me. What it is that you can take side pieces of what we have here. We're gonna get to this now. You can take these other pieces, and technically, you can take the edge parts off, as you see just right here, magnetize it, and now you can add a new piece. So this could be a standalone wall, and this can be your combiner wall. But we'll get to that in a second, right? Because I got a little off topic with that, and I apologize. But yeah, you can take the edges from other walls and make your own kind of wall here, which is really cool. So let's say you didn't want to do that, but you wanted to use the smaller walls, which we're going to get to now. So let's remove one of these guys, because I want to show a lot of stuff while I'm at it. The smaller walls, as we have here, can be separate sides, or you can, they're only magnetized on one side because they're made to be built with other stuff. And when you do this, it's a little different. This is something that's kind of awesome, because what you do is, when you have your main hall or the main front door, depending on how you want to go about it, which is going to be this one, which I know you guys have seen a lot and asked questions about it. This is where it gets really, really unique, right? Because you have the 001 and you have this, but you don't have to have the Crashbox 3378, because he's going to give you the option of customizing your own to put in there. Now, they're going to be glued in, but these are just options that you can see that you would like and want, right? So let's say you didn't want these two. When you are choosing your diorama, you can choose the two that you would want in there, right? And now this is where it gets really cool, because I didn't have this in the original prototype, and I'm fooling around with it now, but we have like the honeycomb designs and the clear through for light to pass through, and it looks dope. You can actually remove this part, so that way you can reveal the magnets to connect to make larger walls. So here, I'm gonna try it out here live with you guys, because I have not had a chance to myself try it. So I wanna do that with you. So, oop, drop the part. So if you wanted to make shorter walls, you don't necessarily have to have the larger walls. And boom, there we have it. We have now our short version of the hall, because you can actually connect the other ones, the longer ones as well too. But I'll get into that in a second. But as you can see here, there's no magnets on these sides, right? So you can do whatever you want. You can add the second doorway, you can add another doorway, but they wouldn't magnetize. So let's say we make that our back wall, and then we add this guy right to the front. As you can see, it holds up on its own. You don't have to magnetize it, but it looks good as a hallway. And now you have a backing too. So there are lots of options here for you to differently try out. And again, it's hard for me to put in words, because I like to actually fiddle with this kind of stuff to make it look crazy. So me telling you and me showing you are two different things. So I'm just gonna show you as much as I can. And if I'm quiet about it, I'm sorry, because I'm fiddling with it, trying to have some fun. So in our short square, like this is, we'll make a square, right? You actually are going to get toppings. This option is going to be for your ceiling part. This is when you're gonna allow light to pass through. You kind of just pop it right on top. And this is gonna be how you choose your lighting setting. If you wanna shine the light through, or you wanna do like this and just put a lamp through, that's fine too. Or you can get some tissue paper and kind of filament that light, whatever way you wanna go about it. But there are also other options, because like I said before, you can choose the longer settings. So let's actually take one shorter one and show you how we can use the shorter one and a longer one along the lines of doing what you want to do, right? So let's bring back one of these walls. And as you can see here, it can connect and make separate different walls. So there are many different combinations that you can choose from. There are many different styles that you can go about doing this. Nothing has to look exactly the same, which is what makes it kind of awesome. If you want to make a really long hallway out of it, technically you can. You want to make a shorter hallway, you can. You don't want to have a top on it, totally fine too. So I really like how this is going. Then we didn't even get to the doors, so I want to get to that. So with our doors, let's separate our shorter one. Let's add a longer one back on. Push it down a bit. And then we're going to choose door setting 2, which really pretty much fits perfectly. I'm just gonna block no way. Then we have our doorways. Now these are actually two different pieces. They're taped together in the back, and the reason why is, when I turn this around, you'll see there is actually a slide mechanism that you're gonna slide the doors under, which will allow you to replicate the doors sliding open. Now, I'm just gonna show you a brief version of it by sliding that in. And we're gonna make sure it's evened out. But just like that, it holds, you know what I mean? You can slide your doors open by pulling them open, because you saw the two openings. So if I separated it, it will open. So let's actually rip it off now, rip off the Band-Aid, and show that off so we can actually show you guys. Actually, let me just slide it out, and then I'm gonna show you guys. Ooh, you heard that? That actually sounds fun. I don't know why I like that sound, but I do. So don't mind me enjoying myself ripping off tape. It's a fun thing. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but when you saw it closed, it kind of blocked the honeycomb in the light. Like how real doors would do. Like you would be able to see where the doors, what they're going and what they're doing, right? So like a real thing. So let's add these guys. Ooh, I left a little bit of tape on. Let's actually rip that off. That way, there are no funky dunky mistakes. You slide in. Let's lift up. And yeah, so you see our little openings here on the sides. If I use those, yeah. So we can now replicate doors opening and closing. And as you've seen in some shots, I've done it with certain shots. It's like people peeking through, ripping open doors, aliens trying to grab through and stuff like that. So this has been really cool and like really fun to experiment and have fun with. And I'm hoping that you guys would like this kind of stuff too, because I loved messing around with this. This is a no-brainer for me to enjoy, and when it goes up for order, I'm definitely gonna order me a set. You know what I mean? It was fun to test it out. It's gonna be even more fun to like sit down and enjoy another set of it. In the meantime though, I'm gonna take a small break so I can catch my breath because I got a little too excited. And I'm gonna show some figures inside of it with one of the combinations, probably one of my favorite ones, and then show you guys what's going on. So let's get to that. So now we're gonna pop some figures in front of it. I'm just gonna pop a bunch of random figures I have around the desk because I definitely have a wide variety of range. So here we have stuff like KG Beast, right? Then we have an SH Figure Arts coming right to Amazon. We're going to do, oh, this one is a big one because I know this is gonna work very well for these kind of guys. Here is the Mando SHF, right? Then we have stuff like Transformers, the IDW stuff. And as you can see, he is a bigger IDW character, like larger and like scale wise is what I mean. And he still kind of works. He's a little too big, but you can see where if you're going to go with stuff like Robot Damashi or the Earthrise stuff, you're actually in some better hands. Now, scale it down just a little bit so people can see a little better. There we go. And it's weird because I'm trying out a new camera position because it's very awkward to try to get everything in. And it's something I've struggled with during diorama videos, is trying to capture everything. It's not easy. So here is our first batch of stuff that we have. And it's pretty cool because most of these guys look really good featured in it or on it. Now, great example is he may not fit with this doorway, right? But let's say we're moving the doorway out, which I'm going to gently do. Let's say we're doing absolutely nothing with him in the doorway and we put just a wall behind. He definitely works within the depths of the wall. So it's pretty cool because he may not work in the doorway, but he absolutely works with these walls and it looks really good. It'll be like a grimed up Cybertron or Urban Decay version of Cybertron and look pretty dope. So let's move this guy over, right? Let's move a couple of these guys over. And then we have like a Robot Spirits Gelgoog, Char's version. And even if I move him out of the way, we mess around with some other guys. Great example is Storm Collectibles Gears of War characters. Absolutely work well within this. Yes, Riley, I'm coming. As you can see, Riley's being very needy right now. He has been the entire video. Then we have, oh, you know what? Here's a good example too. For those of you that like the Mcfarland stuff, here's a Mcfarland Azrael. And even he looks good featured in this kind of stuff size-wise. It really does work pretty well. And just because I like to use these guys in pretty much any situation, here's a Mythic Legion. So you really do know what you're getting into. It's going to be kind of fun. And I really hope that people enjoy these kind of setups. I like to do a lot more stuff like this. I like to work with Crashbox on more stuff like this because this stuff is phenomenal. So I'm really hoping that it's one of those things where people really like this and continue to support stuff like this. I really do. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying my Prop 2 unorthodox diorama style review. And as always, thank you. Please be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later. Hey guys, I know we're at the end of the video, but I want to correct some stuff that I made some mistake on. So, and one thing I overlooked. So it turns out you cannot change this left-hand side. This will not be interchangeable. It's this side, the right-hand side, that will be your customizable panel for what you got going on. Crashbox was nice enough to let me know before I posted it, so I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me fix that. And one thing I forgot to touch on was the simple fact that there are grooves here for the doorway, and that's going to be for the back of what you got going on. I'm actually going to turn it around so you can see what's going on. I set up a little mini version while I set up another one in the back. And as you can see here, they're going to be grooves for your diorama right here at the bottom. Ooh, wait, can't see it. But there'll be grooves right here for the back of the door to slide its way in. As well as, you know, even if you wanted to leave it there alone. So basically those grooves will allow your doorway to slide in and hold in place for what you got going on, as you saw earlier in the video. So yeah, then now I'm gonna turn it around so you guys can see it. So when you open it up, because it's taped back there, I like to have it taped to secure it. But as I turn it around, you see it's pretty secure. It looks really good too. Now, when you want to open it up and take that tape off, it'll hold in place and you can use the sliding door mechanism to make things a lot easier. I pretty much overlooked that myself, and that's my fault, but I want to correct that by doing this video. So thanks for watching all the way through, learning something new. And as always, please be good, do good. Drink your water, guys. Later.